Your boy, it's your Big Man 562 back with another video, and today I'm going to be making a story time about my stepbrother's crazy ex-girlfriend, and I have many stories about her, but before we begin, I'm not going to mention any specifics, I'm not going to mention her name, and I'm not going to mention my stepbrother's name. So, she did a bunch of crazy stuff, and yeah, there's like 5 different stories I'm gonna tell of her, and it's honestly insane. I'm gonna go from light to most like extreme. So the first one I'm gonna start off with. I don't know if this is an accident or not, but judging by her, I truly do not know anymore. So this first story time takes place at this pool party that my stepbrother was hosting. Now I'm gonna say the name for this girl and call her A. So A was at this pool party too, my stepbrother's girlfriend, and I was jumping off the diving board, and I jumped down, and then when I go up to the surface, A is staring at me, and her top was up, smiling at me. Now, this could very well be an accident, but some of the stories later on tells me not. So I immediately am just like looking away because like I didn't know what to do. Like it's a very awkward situation because I didn't know what to do in that situation. And yeah, so that first one it was like maybe an accident. Not the next 4, no, they're not accidents, not at all. So the next one is about how she did the one of the worst things ever and like tried to force my stepbrother to do something. So she one day texted him. She's a theater girl, and yeah, A's a theater girl, and she texts my stepbrother, and she's like, "Hey, why don't you join theater with me?" And my stepbrother was like, "No." And then she got all mad, and she basically just went on this long tangent about how you should do this for me and all that, which he should not be forced into joining theater. Yeah, yep. And then she broke down crying, and she also, like, threatened to kill herself. But, yeah, she basically was, she basically just was going on this guilt trip, and then she finally apologized later, because she knew that he could break up with him. That was pretty intense. I think that, now we're going to get into the 3 juicy stories. So the third one, this one. So this is the reason why they broke up. Once again, I'm not going to name drop anything. So one of my stepbrother's friends, we'll call her Madison. So Madison is friends with my stepbrother. By the way, she A had a bunch of guy friends, but she did not let my stepbrother have any friends who are girls. So Madison was my stepbrother's friend, and she her brother tells him that 2 years ago, before they dated, that A called their house and said a bunch of death threats and threatened to kill their family because she was a bully towards Madison. And then that was when my stepbrother reached his breaking point and was like, "We're done." She did not take that too well. I don't even think I could describe some of the things she said. But yeah, that was not as bad as it gets. You might be saying, "What? That's not?" Yeah, no, it's not. Alright, so story number 4. This one, man. Okay. I'm deciding between the last 2 stories, which I say first. No, I'll say this one first. So, one day, me and my stepbrother were playing on our Wii U that we have. Yes, we have a Wii U. We're nerds. And he gets a text from A saying, "Oh, I just stole my parents' car and now I'm driving." And my stepbrother was like, "What? Why?" And, like, he FaceTimed A, and A was actually driving a car. And it was like, ugh. I just had to sit there in silence. I don't even think she knew I was there. And then, after about 10 minutes of back and forth, apparently he gets a quote-unquote text from A's mom saying, A just killed herself. Now, my stepbrother was crying, he was hyperventilating, I had to try to calm him down. And guess what text he gets from A? Ha ha, it was a prank. Well, if you think that's a prank, okay. Yeah, I definitely don't think that's a prank, and that's so serious. And that was when I officially hated A. Before that, this is during like their beginning of the relationship. And yeah, she was just like, haha, it was a prank. And then my stepbrother called her, and she was like, I'm so sorry, and all that. And like, I'll do it for real if you break up with me, and all that. And it was like, oh. If you thought the fourth story is the craziest, oh no. Wait for the fifth one, because she makes her look like a pedophile. Yay. So, story number 5. Wow. This one gives me chills. So, one day, my stepbrother and me were head downstairs and we were playing Wii U again, Once Again Wonders, and he tells me the story about A. Basically, he said, A just told me that she wanted to place a camera in her brother's shower to see what the male private part looked like. And I'm like, her brother's 8. Her brother's 8. 8! And she's a lot older than that. And I sit there and I'm like, oh. I'm gonna mute that part out. But, stepbrother, what? Yeah. Um, I don't have words to describe that. Because, like, and obviously my stepbrother tried to stop her, and he eventually did from another reason that I'm not going to say because she'd go jail for it. But yeah, those are the 5 stories. They're no longer dating now, thank God. And there's a bunch more stories, but a lot of them is too bad. So, yeah, I'm going to just leave it at that. But, yeah. If you... It's so sad to me that my stepbrother had to go through all of this but he just put up with it until he finally reached his breaking point. Yeah, it's sad, but let me know what you think down below. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Bacon Man, and as always, keep supporting.